Hello, folks, and welcome to the show. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you win elections. You gather a group of individuals who remember with longing easier times, and you talk to them about American values and character. And you lie to them. That's how they're doing it. We're going to be talking about what we really stand for today. Let's get this show started. All right, welcome to the show. It's going to be a great one. We're just talking about, right off the bat, about the policy that all of the policies that we have developed so far. There's things that we have in our minds that we're thinking about, that I talk about, that are certainly going to make it on our policy page, which if you go to the website, you could very easily find it. And we're actually going to bring that up here now for you. So welcome to the show. And so there it is. And I'm giving you a look into the web browser that I have open on the desktop here that is just showing the website. And the way to get here is you could either type in Happy Healer for President, or let me just move this up just a tad bit here so I could reach my controls. And welcome to the show. We're talking about what matters. That, of course, is always going to be you. And so you could type in KeithLandy.com, and it's going to bring you to our site. This is our new site right here. New look for a new day for America. And of course, you could also type in Happy Healer for President, and that will also bring you there. And so this is how you get to the site. And then, folks, go to the site, because I work on this site every day. I update it. I show you what we're working on, quite frankly, every day through this site. There's new blogs and new articles, always talking about what we're doing in this campaign, always talking about the new things I'm learning about Americans, what we're involving in the campaign because of the discussion that we're having. And by the way, this show, you can call in if you like. The number is on the line. The number is on your screen, 407-984-5075. If you want to call in, you are welcome to. I do have the phone line that I am monitoring, and from different points throughout while I'm explaining. And throughout the show, if a call comes in and we're able to accept it at that point, we will. So that's how we usually do that too, by the way. We like to have a discussion. All right, so you can see the screen here. And okay, first thing you notice on the front page, we're talking about the 18th. That's the day after tomorrow. So we're going to be taking tomorrow off because we're in preparation. But every day we come at 9 p.m. right here. We've been talking about taking tomorrow off for the past week. And of course, Tuesday we'll be announcing. So we'll also be out then. We might be on after the announcement. Probably that's what we're going to do, is come on after the announcement. And we have all of that buzz and steam and just report. But as of the 9 p.m. show, that's canceled. And then we'll be back on Wednesday at 9 p.m. and it'll be a great show. And that day on 9 p.m. on Wednesday, we're turning the page. We would have announced, And it's going to be our first show where we already have announced. And what I tell the supporters, that you guys want to help, and you feel, and you know that we're talking about truth, and you feel just like your candidate does, that if our word got out, that we would be the candidate to be, that we would be the platform to be a part of, because our ideas are right, and that's what holds us up, and that's what props us up, because we're always thinking about what's right for humanity. We're not just saying we're the humanity candidates and we don't give any thought to humanity, but instead we're always thinking about humanity. All right, so let's get into the issues here. And as you can see, we got the website open, and we're just going to click on the issues. And I want to show you right here. This is the site that you visit, and we're going to be bringing the site up. It's part of our show, so we're going to be opening it up and just bringing you the information directly so you see it. And this is the land plan for America, the spiritual new realm which values humanity. And I'm just going to read it off for you, and you could follow along if you like. This is one half to a whole plan. We must make a deep commitment to the spiritual being. That's each one of us on the inside. We matter so much. And what that means legislatively is that every law enacted, passed, and debated are in the advancement of what is in the interest of the American people. This is a plan no one else seems to get. They want to leave God out of the picture. And folks, when you leave God out of the picture, it's not a good thing. Yet again, this is about our humanity. And we have a whole nation to unite, guys. So we're going to have to listen to everybody in that. Everyone's got a soul, not just you, not just me. We have to realize how important everyone is. And God is so powerful. We have to tap into his strengths. We have to. And especially, there's so many people who believe in God. And when you have, if you don't believe in God so hard that you have to, everybody who you deal with, talk to in your life, who you elect, all have to equally not believe in God, well, you better be for really for sure that you're right. Because you might never have a happy life if you're wrong. I mean, fine, have your suspicions. Have your doubts. I think they're foolish doubts. I mean, look at all the proof around us. But have your doubts. But here's what happens. When you disrespect folks who believe in God with all of their heart, they have a hard time voting for you. And I believe in God. That's not a mistake I'm going to make. I'm just going to stay focused on my own beliefs and what I know through experience and through heartache and through hardship is correct. It's not about pleasing every single person that comes across your path. It's about doing what's right. And so that's how we come up with these ideas. Is then sometimes they're hard truths. People run because they think that, well, there's one little thing that doesn't fit everything perfect in what they want. And so they don't get everything they want, and they don't get anything, and they don't even get close to what works. That's the problem. Right now you have Donald Trump telling you what it's going to be, and that's just the way it's going to be, and he doesn't negotiate with anything, and you're likely to get that moving forward. And the funny thing is, the guy doesn't even have many beliefs. And that's the scary thing. When somebody takes such hardcore stances, they haven't taken the time to really think about whether what they're saying is right or wrong. All right, this is a plan no one else seems to get. I stand by that. And God is so powerful, and humanity is all the same. And when you unite a nation, and it's for the right reasons, it's for their development, the advancement, the enrichment, the success of the human being, and all humanity within our country and our border, then you know for a fact, and not just in fact, but in truth, it doesn't matter. Because in reality, if two people believe for doing the right thing for the right reasons, love for humanity, then it simply doesn't matter. You will always hear your people's candidate do his level best to keep it real and to explain his positions. Feel free to leave your suggestion at ushappyhealerforpresident.com. That's us at happyhealerforpresident.com. Leave your suggestions for your people's candidate, and I want to hear from you because I'm always listening to what the constituents say. And of course, this is my belief, irregardless, win, lose, or draw. This is where we are headed in this platform because it's the right thing to do. When you're just budgeable on the humanity factors, then what even makes you a humanity candidate? If enough people come and tell you that, well, the right thing to do is actually the wrong thing to do, and you change your belief system just because enough people say it, does that make it right just because more people believe it's right? Well, that's what we're going to have to get into on one of our subjects, and I'm not going to skirt around it. I would like to, but America won't allow that. And I really feel like when you get the humanity things right, that everything else will come together. That everything else has to come together. And that's abortion. I don't walk into abortion with this loving idea that everyone wants abortions or that women even want abortions. They do it out of necessity. Some of them do it out of recklessness. We just have to really be realistic about the full truth in that regard. And when it comes to abortion, I may be your only Democratic candidate who's being realistic in this regard. I don't want abortions in this country. It's taking away from humanity. And it says that we are not to have families, that we're to have worker bee mentality, that we're to be working and working and working. And I just want to get away from that idea that the work we do is the humanity. That is the work we do. And trust me, that's not lazy work either. That's the hardest work there is. That's the work people want to get out of. That's the work that they're trying to avoid. They don't want to talk about it. Man, I would love to have the opportunity to be in a debate and to shift that debate and to bring it back just as often as I could to things that matter about the American people in the tough discussions. This is a tough discussion. Not one I go into lightly. I don't go into it lightly because I care about women so much. I don't go into it lightly because I care about humanity so much. And no matter how you look at it, this is one of those things where there's multiple truths. So you can have good people come together and think differently. It's when you make it about politics that you can't respect each other anymore. It's when you make it about politics that you can't even see eye to eye. And at the end of the day, let me tell you, let me make a promise here now. If you can't respect my truth on this matter, then I guarantee you, in 2 years from now, you will be looking at a Donald Trump presidency. You will also be looking at a Happy Healer who backs that presidency. You will also be looking at millions of others who also back that presidency because you couldn't acknowledge truth at a time your brethren needed you to acknowledge that truth the most. Because you want it to be political. Because you want it to be all about the bipolar political atmosphere we all live in. I don't like it. I just don't like it. And I categorically reject it. And I think many of us do. And I want to just say what I think. I don't want to have to live so hard in a safe space as a Democrat that you can't say the truth. We have to live in the truth so that we can win. And so I will be brave. I will be courageous. You can reject me if you want, but I am going to say what I think. And I think that we should just get out of the business of being so political when it comes to our humanity. And that's the truth. We're talking about real changes for real people, things that actually work. That's why we're talking about these things that we're talking about, the spiritual new realm in which values humanity. We have an economy for the 21st century, an American Dream Plan, which includes a $5,000 monthly allowance to the American family. And I just want to say to you that that $5,000 is something that is a monthly allowance for each and every American family. It's not really even that much money. It's so easy to go through $5,000 in a month for a family. And this is for a family of 4. If it's more, then we make allowances for these things. We make allowances for head of households. And that's the way we're getting into it. So let's go ahead and read about this one here. A humanity economy suggests that our economy is only there in support of the humanity it serves, and therefore the goal in our spiritual new realm will be met by allowing a robust economy that builds value in the human spirit. Think about that. We're actually going to build stock and value in you and me. And remember, when I talk about you, it's hard for me to see you as woman, man. I mean, I'm looking at you as the spirit within. You are so much more. And if we could all do that, if we could all just respect each other as the consciousness that we are, then it gets out of the system of having to say I'm white or I'm black or I'm gay or anything else. And I truly live like that. I don't see all these colors and different things. Is that advanced, or is that somebody who is in need of progression? You tell me. You tell me. Because not only is it a great coping mechanism, but it works. It really works. That's what happens when you apply truth to our lives and you allow truth to work. That truth actually does work. So, therefore it is then that the goals in our new spiritual realm will be met by allowing a robust economy that builds value in the human spirit. To first give it value, then to take care of every person in this nation, to show that human value actually has value. You can't do that unless you bring everybody aboard. You can't do that unless you say the human soul has value. You can't do that unless you say the human soul exists. And once you do that, that was God's plan the whole time. Once you do that, then everybody realizes who they are. And just imagine, can't you see exactly what it has done for the Happy Healer? It'll do for everybody. That you don't see color. You don't see gender. You don't see anything. All you see is God's creation. But that's just too hard for some people to get. They want to say God don't exist. They want to forsake God. And they want to scream and curse God and blame God for everything that's going wrong. Well then, welcome to 2020, Donald Trump's America. It doesn't matter you spent billions on your election and said you were right. That doesn't matter. It doesn't take you to the promised land. Lies don't work. Lies never work. That's how we got into this position. And that's exactly how Trump will win. If you allow him to win on lies and hate, well then he will win on lies and hate, and guess what? Have just enough truth to get it done. But we're running on love and truth. Make no mistake about it. Love and truth. I'm getting angry at the idea that anybody would even be offended by the idea that you just love and you allow truth in your life. And that is something that we all are just going to have to get over, or don't win. Do not win. Continue to watch our candidates fail. Continue to watch our dreams dissipate, and continue to watch this country drop. Those are our options. And yes, I mean, I'm getting ready to end the show. I'm getting very, very angry at the idea that some people don't realize how close this country is to destruction. And all they can do is, instead of thinking selflessly and to rise above, they want to dig in harder, dig in deeper, get more angry, and cause more problems. Well, you cause them in your own life. The Happy Healer is a happy dude. He's going to get this country happy, and we're going to solve so many of our problems, and we're going to do it in God's good name. Or we're just going to be happy on our own. Either way, we are winners. We'll be happy in an America that shows the light of truth, where we will just be happy in our own lives. Either way, we are winners. Winners! You know why? Because we learned how to win in the environment we live in. And we've seen clearly the truth. And we've seen what was necessity. It was required. We know what's required of us. And we have the courage to do it in our time. Not many people do, as it turns out. And that's what I learned throughout my 10 years of discovery, because I spent 10 years in meditation and discovery and historical education and just understanding this world is complex. People are so all the time simplifying very complex subjects and then not giving it the true detail and wonderment it deserves. God's world is an amazing place to be. I love God's world, and I love also just how true it is and how amazing it is, and that truth is so real that it comes and it pierces through even the most staunch heart against truth. Even somebody who wants to stand with their lips so tight, they have no humility, that they're all righteous, self-righteous. Nobody could tell them what's right. They already know what's right. That's what that laughter was when they laughed at Trump. Don't make the same mistakes. I'm your Democratic candidate. Don't make the same mistakes. Don't forsake truth, and don't forsake the deliverer of truth. I come here with love. You reject love. You reject the very notion and the idea because of one or two simple ideas that is just born out of necessity, born out of the fact that we all have to come together. What if you are wrong? What if you are wrong? What if there is a God? What if there is a God and that God is looking down upon us? I am not selling my soul out, that's for sure. I'm going to be happy, and I'm happy now. And you know what? The best thing about knowing that there is a creator and that our salvation and everything comes from that creator is that you can be happy now. You don't have to wait until an afterlife. People think that heaven is the only place to be, or even that there is a heaven. I can't say for sure that there is even a heaven. God has his truth, and we can't say what God's truth is. God can tell us what's true about the world, but we can't tell him what is true about our truth that he made us. That is his truth for us, and we will always be in some sense ignorant, won't we? Isn't it better just to acknowledge that ignorance instead of acting like we all know it all? Oh, I know for a fact God doesn't exist. In fact, I know it so much that I demand everybody else around me no longer believe in God, and that if they do, I banish them out of my life. Wow, what an extreme position. Here's what the happy healer tells you then. Goodbye, 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 see you later. Because I don't have room for that kind of attitude. God is a loving force. He lifts so many people up, and I cry on the inside to think that anybody would forsake the creator of all, that they love themselves so much, they love themselves wholly and completely that they can do no wrong, but they can't even acknowledge, respect, and show appreciation to our creator. How dare them, and shame on them. Shame on you if that is your belief. And that's why I should probably get off online, because I am a zealous person in my belief for our creator, and it's always going to be like that. That won't change. So if that bothers you, go selling. I'm sorry. But our creator matters. And if we're ever to get to the promised land, it's going to be with that kind of truth. And that kind of truth is the right truth, because you just go by with what's right. And guess what? We're not in this using God for hate. That's what they did. That's what they did. They used God for hate. God is a very simple force. God is love and truth. God is love. When you love and you know your true being, that you are the spirit within, that you don't judge other spirits, you don't judge other beings, and that you love, that's when you do best. That's when you win. Oh, yes. Picture your happy healer in front of Donald Trump, holding him to account, and you tell me that any other candidate can win. I'm sorry, we're ending it there, folks. I've had enough. I can't take the hypocrisy. People are disingenuous. Maybe the presidency is just not pure enough for your happy healer, but we're staying steady and we're staying dedicated, and we're going to do the right things each and every day. I don't care how much cutting through we got to do. If you want the issues, you stick with this campaign. We're going to get off because we've got hefty and heavy work to do. We're going to be announcing on Tuesday, the 18th. Furthermore, we've got this website we're putting together. You should really get to the website, get on the issues. You know what your happy healer is about. You know what Keith Landy for president is about. We take seriously the people of this country. We take seriously our creator. We take seriously the mission that we must do in order to achieve it. Now, you want to vote for those fake condescending candidates that lie to you and don't have an ounce of truthfulness? Well, then you do it and you deserve what you get for it. There you go. Those are the nicest words you're going to get from me. That's truth. That's truth on the 16th day of June. I'm Keith Landy, your happy healer for president, the only true way for happiness, yet some of you are blind. We'll see you soon. God bless you.